Hi beauties, I'm going to try this again. I just started filming a tutorial and got about 5 minutes in, and then it told me my phone was out of room, which I thought would be impossible because I got the biggest gigabyte, which I forgot what number that was, and so I thought I'll never run out of room, and I did. So I had to go delete things and come back. But I had found I had forgotten to delete a couple tutorials from my phone, so that was a big problem. That was the problem. So anyways, we should be good now. And I guess that was a blessing in disguise because there were a couple of major points that I forgot to make in the first 5 minutes. So anyway, this tutorial is about helping your preteen or teen learn how to do makeup. I was asked to do this, and I love that I was asked to do this because I didn't think of it honestly, because my little one is 2 years old, or she'll be 2 in a couple of days, and mine doesn't wear makeup unless mommy is doing her makeup, and then she comes in here and she goes, "Want makeup?" So then of course I put makeup on her, but just a little bit of the Perfectly Flawless Mineral Veil so it doesn't look like anything, but she feels special. But of course all my makeup is safe for babies, just don't let them eat it. But you know, who wants to put makeup on a 2-year-old every day? So anyways, I love that I was asked to do this theme because I remember being a teenager. I was not a preteen, I was a teen. I was 14 years old when I was allowed to wear makeup. And I remember some of the problems I had. So I'm really looking forward to this tutorial for you. I would recommend a couple things. And one thing I would do, this tutorial is going to show her and you how to do the eyeshadow and mascara and blush and lipstick. So it'll be a little longer than my typical tutorials, but it's going to cover several different things. I have already prepped my face some. I already did this eye, so that way it won't take as long as possible, to take as short as possible for you, because I know you're busy and you want to make the most of your time. Who wants to watch half a tutorial? That's really discouraging. So I lost my train of thought. My ideas collided in my head. So let's see, this tutorial is going to show you how to do those several things. I'm not going to show you how to do eyebrows. I don't think that's necessary for a teenager or preteen. You'll want to, though. I would very strongly recommend, if my daughter were preteen teen, I would take her to get her eyebrows done the first time. So I would find, you know, among your friends or whatever, wherever you like to go, just to get the shape right, and to give them a starting point, either for you to pluck or tweeze or whatever, and then her. That would be the one thing I really regret growing up. There wasn't an awful lot of tutorials like there are now, but we lived out in the middle of nowhere anyways, so we did everything ourselves. And my eyebrows you see here, they're basically eyeshadow. I have no eyebrows. They're always been very sparse, very pale. I have dark hair, but I have blonde eyebrows and blonde eyelashes. I don't know why my leg hair is not blonde. That would be a really cool blessing, but I don't get it. Anyways, TMI, right? Sorry. So besides the blonde eyebrows, my mom at that point was popular to have like arched eyebrows, and they're very thin. Well, my eyebrow shape is not really that of a very arched, rounded brow. As you can see, this is more my natural shape. And because of that, they were over tweezed, and especially by myself, trying to make it look better. So that would be why I'd recommend to go someplace. You want to keep them nice and full and healthy looking, so she doesn't have to feel like she has to try to do something to her eyebrows. So that would be a recommendation I'd make. And the other thing is, I'm so glad that you are encouraging your daughter to look her best, to take care of herself, but to not be over made up. There are so many tutorials out there nowadays that try to teach you to cake on the makeup, and you don't need to. All my products are buildable, which is great for her because as she's learning, she'll find, oops, I did that too dark. Oops, I did that too heavy. And my line just blends back in very nicely, unless you're working with like black or something. That doesn't blend as well, but that's just normal. Okay, there's nothing I can do about that. So I'm not going to teach her how to do eyeliner in this video because a preteen and early young teen is not going to probably do liner. So there was one other recommendation I was going to make. Oh, something I was going to mention about. I'm so glad you're encouraging her to use natural makeup because if you don't, it'll harm her complexion. So of course she's having changes in hormones and everything, so that's going to bring blemishes. Well, of course she wants to cover them. Well, the only problem with that is if she uses conventional makeup, it's going to cause more blemishes, which makes her start to cake on the makeup to cover the blemishes. It's really kind of a shock to go from your normal baby skin to having blemishes, so she'd of course want to get rid of them very quickly. So I would definitely recommend, if she is having a problem, I'll put a link in the description to my cleansing serum that's taken care of my hormonal acne. So you can see there's like barely anything left, but it was horrible after having my baby. So I'll give you a link to that, but my makeup is going to not only not have all the nasty chemicals in it that's going to make everything worse, I have ingredients in there. You can check out an ingredient list. Every item on my website has a full ingredient list, so that way you can make the best choices for yourself. But all of my ingredients are to make it to where bacteria cannot live on your face. It's not going to kill bacteria, okay? It's just going to make it to where it can't live. So it's inert. And then there are some ingredients, some rice and pearl and silk, that is going to deliver amino acids and proteins to your face, and it's going to make your skin healthier, more vibrant looking. Is that the right word? More healthy looking. So you have some great nutrients going to the skin, and it's very important that for mascara, she uses a natural mascara because like the conventional makeup will mess up your skin. Conventional mascara is going to make your lashes brittle, and it's going to make them sparse, and they're not going to start growing. They're going to start not growing back, just like over tweezing your eyebrows. So I've always had delicate lashes, so you can see they're like invisible. Like I told you, they're blonde, but they've never been thick, and it's just going to get worse. I used to use conventional mascara, so it definitely made it even worse. So I'm so glad that you're already taking control of this and helping your daughter. So that's incredible. And I am going to, let's see, start with showing you what you'll need for her. My recommendations are going to be natural, easily blendable, and minimal, okay? Because all she really needs to do is just accent those few places on her face that God has already made beautiful. So I want to help her feel as beautiful as she already is. And sometimes we just need a light dusting of makeup to feel special and on top of the world. So this is going to be simple, but beautiful. And actually, you can use this too for you. If you're still learning how to do makeup, I know sometimes we don't learn how to do it. So don't feel bad. Everybody has to start somewhere. You're looking at the girl who wore the same eyeshadow color from middle school to college. I'm talking graduated college. So, yeah. So we all have to start somewhere. Now I have my own makeup line. Isn't that ironic? But I also have to tell you that at 5 years old, I wanted to own my own makeup line. And I never told anybody because I thought I'd get laughed at. But I remember the 5-year-old little me who said she wanted a makeup line and dreamed about that, and now I have one. So anyways, don't give up on your dreams. They might show up midlife. So anyways, let's see. The first thing you'll need for her, I would not recommend foundation. You can if you want, but I wouldn't think it's necessary. Whether or not you go with foundation, I would recommend it would make her feel nice and be nice to help keep those pesky hormonal blemishes away. I would use Perfectly Flawless Mineral Veil. and then a dome powder brush. Okay, that's going to dust it lightly on. She could use the foundation too and still use this brush. You cannot cake it on with this brush, and that's what's so great about it. But you're not going to get very much coverage with your foundation either, but it will smooth out your complexion a little bit. So I'm going to use Perfectly Flawless Mineral Veil, which looks like I don't need it because I don't, because I'd already gotten to this step in the other video and then it died. So I'm going to redo my face now. So you're just going to tap a little in the lid and then put it on your brush. And you're just going to sweep it over your face. It's just going to create a matte finish so it looks like you're nice and clean and well cared for. It's not going to look like makeup at all. It's a white powder when you order it and it arrives as white, but it goes on transparent. It just absorbs all your extra oils you don't want and keeps absorbing it throughout the day. So in Florida, I'm oily and it's hot and humid. I probably, if I were to wear just this mineral veil, I'd probably apply it once throughout the day. If I went somewhere at night, I definitely would apply it again, but that's it. So Perfectly Flawless Mineral Veil with this brush. And now I would use your Base Eyeshadow brush. She'll need this brush here. She may not need any other brush. There's another one that'll be nice, but she's not necessary. So you're going to take the jar and tap a little bit into the lid, okay? And then you take your brush and then you just, for lack of a better word, pounce it into the lid. It makes sure that you get your eyeshadow into the brush rather than it falling off, okay? And then you're going to pat it on your lid, okay? Patting it on makes a closer to color application. And then patting it on also gives you better coverage. And it also makes you waste less product. You're going to sweep it on your lower eye, the lower part of your eye. I moved my contact when I did that. Okay, sorry. Whoops. I don't think I told you what color I'm using. I'm using Quiet Patience, which is a nice, light, natural taupe. Think Audrey Hepburn, okay? And excuse me for a second, I gotta look in my eye. I don't know what happened to my contact. This tutorial's having some problems. The first one ran out of room, and this one, my contact got stuck in the wrong spot. Okay, so for the next color, you need your crease brush. You can use the Base Eyeshadow brush, but the bonus of this brush is it's going to create a little darker look, and that's great for the second color. It just buffs a little harder. So again, you tap it into the lid, and your crease brush is gonna, rather than pounce it, you're gonna more like swirl, okay? And then you're gonna want to, here's a picture. So you're gonna teach her to put the darker color in the outer third corner of the eyelid, and she can sweep it into the crease if she wants to with this color. It just depends on her preferences. With this color, it's not going to be very noticeable if you put it in the crease. It'll just do a little bit of shading. But if she were using a little bit more dramatic color, I wouldn't recommend in the crease because it'll look more made up. And I'm teaching you, of course, a more natural, lighter look. So you do the outer corner in the crease if you want. And then you sweep, that's what I was looking for, sweep under here, okay? It just makes the eye look more finished. Sometimes we can look a little red under here, especially in comparison when we put like a lighter shadow on top of our eyes. I spent years like that and always hated how nice the top of my eye looked, and then would end up with like, I felt like I looked more bloodshot under. It really wasn't true, but of course it looked more like that. So bringing your eyeshadow down really helps. I have some crumbs, I'm gonna sweep them away with the same brush. I swear my contact is bothering me, I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay, so I did that for you. And now I have a tip for you, for her. She may not need to do this because her lashes may be nice and thick genetically, and they're also going to be thicker because she hasn't used a conventional mascara. But because I've used it for years growing up, and also because I genetically have thin, long eyelashes, I take my Base Eyeshadow brush, dip it in my Perfectly Flawless Mineral Veil, and sweep it on my lashes. What that does is it primes my lashes to give the mascara something more to stick to, since my eyelashes are so delicate and fine, you can barely feel them when you run your fingers across, even though they're there. So you want to create something to grab onto. Oh, hallelujah. I did my lighting differently this time, and I can actually see my lashes, or at least the mascara application, in the screen of my phone now. How about that? That is pretty cool. I don't feel so blind now. Okay, so while that coat dries, what you're going to want to do for blush, if you'd like her to have some blush, if you'd like her to have a little lipstick, you definitely want some blush to balance it out. She would need either pale peach or pale pink blush. I would not recommend anything darker than sugared peach or probably petal for a young teen. Unless she's dark-haired like myself, a dark-haired young girl is going to have more color to her face. So if she is medium brown, then I would say Snapdragon is fine. I use Snapdragon like daily as my normal natural blush. So you're going to take it and you're going to follow the line from the top of your ear where it connects to the tip of your nose, and you're going to start in the front and move backwards. Okay, I'm really not putting hardly anything on my brush. See? Okay, you're going to find the same line and sweep up. And what's so great about this blush is that it's so blendable. If you do something wrong, you blend it back out. Okay, that's where I love my Kabuki brush, because I love blended blush. Okay, but she can also still blend it out with us. No worries at all. Okay, and it's fine to teach her to do her blush before her lipstick. When you're more grown up and older, your lips start to lose color, as does your face. And so if you're older and not a teen, you would do your lipstick and then your blush. So that way your blush matches the intensity of your cheeks, if you're going for a more natural look. But for a teen, she's not going to be adding much color to her lips. So you want to go ahead and do the cheeks first. So for a lipstick for her, you would want either Virtuous Maiden, which is a light dusty pink, or Fiery Idealist, which is a dusty nude coral. All of my colors are buildable, so you can use them as a lip tint or make them darker by putting more on. Since you can use them as a lip tint, you can also use Fierce Protectress. That's a berry color, but I wouldn't recommend that again unless you are darker skinned and even maybe darker complected, because it's going to look a little bit more intense on her, and she may have a harder time using a little bit of it. She may accidentally keep putting too much on. I know that my mom kind of fussed at me some for thinking that I put on too much, and really in reality I was just trying to get both sides even. Okay, and to be honest, things look like a lot on me sometimes because I'm very fair skinned. So a darker eyeshadow looked like a lot on me, a darker lipstick looked like a lot on me. So I don't think she really realized how much I was actually not putting on. It just looked like it. So anyways, my lashes should be dry now, so I'm going to do the powder trick again, just for my purposes, if I can get it to come out of the jar. Looks like I need to refill it. It's a good thing I know someone who can do that, right? Okay. There's my mascara. I was wondering where I put it. Ouch. Something about that contact today is really bothering me. and I can't see a single thing. I don't know what the deal is. They are older, they need to be changed out, I need to buy more. So maybe that's it. Okay, so see, the powder just grabs on better. That's all it does. Okay. And I believe I put 3 coats on the other eye. So I'll do it one more time. And which is perfect because I need to put on lipstick. So for me, by the way, I told you about what shades you want to use for her lipstick. But in order to pick out the natural look at her natural lips. Do they have a pinker look or do they have more of a coral look? So if more pink, you go for Virtuous Maiden. More coral, you go for Fiery Idealist. I actually have, this is what a coral undertone looks like. More peachy than pink. It's obviously not going to be this dark on me, okay? But that's how you choose what would be her nude color. And then what you do is just kind of make like a V, grabbing like the top part of the lip. Okay, I'm just putting on like a lip tint is all I'm doing. So I'm barely touching my lips. Depending on where you live, you might have to touch a little harder or warm it up first, because I have a higher content of wax in my lipsticks to make it a little drier and not as sticky. Still moisturizes your lips, but it's not gooey and sticky, so you might have to warm it up a little. Okay, so see what I'm doing is basically I'm like tickling my lips with it to get the color on, okay? You would draw it smoothly around, like to make sure that your lips have an even coverage on the edges. But that's Fiery Idealist. This is a very natural looking coral. It doesn't look orange, of course. It just has a coral undertone rather than a rosy one, okay? And then one last time for the lashes. Like I said, she may not need to do this part because her lashes may be a lot thicker than mine, okay? But I wanted to show it to you. One, you wouldn't be able to see my lashes very well and it'd take me longer to do my mascara. And 2, she might need this if genetically her lashes are thin and delicate like mine. Okay? I love to empower you to do what you need to do. That's what I want to do. Sorry, I don't really want you to look up my nose. My bottom lashes are so hard to get because they're so delicate and so fine. They're there, obviously. They're just harder to get. I can see a little better in the mirror. That's what I'm looking at. Here we go. See? Ha! I grabbed some. Sometimes, if you have really fine lashes like me, if you use the tip of your wand, more mascara hides out at the tip. So sometimes you can get, if you're sparse in an area, you can use the tip of the wand to get what you need. Okay? So there's your tutorial for your little, maybe not little anymore, preteen or young teen. As you can see, it's very natural, very neutral. It just really brings out the eyes as I fall over and accents natural beauty. So I really hope you enjoy this. Please let me know what you think. And I'll include all links to everything, including the brushes and everything that she'd need. And also the serum and the description. And I look forward to seeing you next time. And remember that beauty is more than skin deep. Bye-bye.